Yeah, kid. We ain't waiting. We're going to get right to the show. Fuck it. Let's go. Yes. We starting that over. We starting that over. We gonna start that over. Let's go. Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes. She like,
ooh la la, ah we breathe. Ooh la la, ah we breathe. Ooh la la, ah we breathe. Ooh la la, ah we breathe.
on a Monday,
La la, ah we breathe.
best day,
La la, ah we breathe.
best day.
La la, ah we breathe. Ooh la la la.
Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up and here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on my side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when people don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page and diddy to the left, diddy to the right, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time, and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do, you know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. We in the end game because it's another Monday. All praises due to the Most High. Made it through another weekend. Some people didn't make it. Some people didn't see it. And if you one of the lucky ones that seen the weekend and made it through the weekend, then you should count your lucky stars. Green clovers and yellow horseshoes and all that bubblegum shit. Because it's a blessing to be alive. Only thing certain in life is death. So just because you seen the weekend don't mean it's guaranteed for you to see Monday. We made it to Monday. It don't mean you're going to make it to see tomorrow. So show appreciation, show some gratitude, you know what I mean, and be thankful that you one of the ones on the books. Yeah, kid, that feeling. It's also Monday. Monday motivation, motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And here go some motivation for your ass. Life is short, so live it to the fullest. Don't get locked in worrying about a deadline, a boss, you know, all these invisible deadlines or stuff that you got to do, because again, only certainty is that death will come for you. Get over here! You know what I mean? Like Scorpion. Get over here. So live life to the fullest. You know what I mean? Try to make the Creator happy so that when you do go back, He can be happy with you and your time and, you know, your journey that you walk on this life. You know, you could say it was worth something, because some people's lives ain't shit. It's not for me to judge. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But we also in the end game, because unfortunately, speaking of death and, you know, unfortunately going back to the Most High, which we all will, right? Over the weekend, I believe, open this up. young brother named Jacob, freight trays, you know what I mean? Lost his life, 12-year-old boy out of the Bronx over there on Elliott, right? And it starts to get mundane, you know, normal, pedestrian like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing exciting. And that is the, you know, the death of young kids, of young babies, of young children, of our children, right? And, you know, the video that's going viral, you know, of the brother, Jacob, Freitas. First and foremost, before I even continue, let me say rest in peace. Let me say my condolences to his loved ones and, you know, his family and friends, etc. It's always a sad sight when any life is lost to me, especially senselessly, you know, horrifically, or just unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes shit gotta be done. And that's for the Most High to judge. You know, and I'm gonna leave, I was gonna say some other shit, but I'm gonna leave it like that. Sometimes, you know, violence gotta take place in order for peace to exist. That's the reality, right? But when it's senseless, unfortunate, untimely in our minds, right? And we know that the Most High is in control of everything, whether you agree with that or not. I'm not going to argue that point. Still want to say condolences, prayers, you know, sympathy, and whatever else comes, you know, when a family is grieving, you know, a loved one. But, well, I said all life, but then obviously it might hit a little different. You know what I mean? I'm not being funny. You know, the quote Uncle Murder, it hit different when it's a child. When it's an innocent baby, a young child, you know what I'm saying? Lose their life and the parent or parents have to bury their kid, you know, or child, right? And the video that's going viral is, it looked like a scuffle, you know what I mean? It's always, you know, motherfuckers fighting and, you know, doing the most, beating up somebody, jumping somebody, or it seemed like just the most vile videos imaginable, right? Is, oh, but you're black. And I know these brothers in this particular video, it's probably Latino or, you know, the Latin community, you know what I'm saying? But it's still, oh, but you're black. All these videos that they keep, you know, hitting us with it. Soon as when you open up, you know, your Instagram, your TikTok, or shit, even YouTube, right? And that's why in the Denzel motivation, just a side note real quick. On Denzel, right? His motivational speeches or his voice that somebody's using for motivational speeches say that, you know, when you get up in the mornings, you should protect your space, your peace, and not grab the phone and go straight to social media. You know, you wake up in the morning, you shut your alarm off before you go in the bathroom, brush your teeth, get your regimen on, before you go to the gym or whatever. You pick up your phone, you open it up, and then the first thing that you see is 6, 7 savage dogs, women, right? Beating the dog shit out of another woman, right? Or some dudes hitting each other with bats and some crazy shit. And then as soon as when you wake up, that's what your frequency is on. You on that type of time. So that's why they say you shouldn't do that, because these are the stuff that could pop up on your timeline. But nonetheless, it's another savage dog video, right? And the alleged victim, the alleged suspect, even though in the video, and you know, we all can see with our own eyes, you know what I'm saying? He's standing on the side. He's not even in the scuffle. He's just standing on the side watching. Then he steps to the side behind the mailbox, go in his pocket, pull out the rocket, and then, you know what I mean, pulls out and then let off a few shots. I think like 2 other male victims was injured. They're gonna live, you know, and I know they're happy to be surviving this ordeal. But the young brother Jacob, he ain't survived. Got hit in the shoulder. He was on the bike, went inside the bodega. You know, you think of Junior. All, you know, so many people get killed in these corner stores. You know what I mean? The twin girls from Brooklyn, you know, that rejected the brother, right? Even though more information came out about that, that wasn't the whole story. but they was letting us to believe he got rejected, so he just stabbed one of them, you know what I'm saying? And rest in peace to her. So many instances where we could point to and say, damn, that corner store dangerous. Just going to the store, you know, to get a chunky monkey, one of my favorites, right? Going to get your mom's a Lucy, which I used to do all the time as a kid, right? And I done told the story, you know, a few times, and I got multiple stories, right? Where you know, just going downstairs to the corner store, which corner store on 142nd, where I, you know, was raised pretty much, even though I lived in St. Nick for a little while too. But then we moved to 142nd, Crime Square, right? And you know, my building was a drug building. You know, Fat Leon, other niggas from the block, you know, they had the building, they was moving around, and I just recently found out he passed too, so that's another side note, you know, AKA facts. No matter how you view them, you know what I mean? If you from the block, you from the era, and you know anything about, you know, lynch mob and the era that I'm talking about, I'll still say condolences, and, you know, to his family. Obviously, Clips, I know Clips, Miss Lisa, you know, I know they whole family, you know, from the block. And I just found out 4 days ago, something like that, in the last 2-3 days over the weekend. You know, my sister told me, and I haven't heard nobody from the block mention it. So now I get a chance to, you know, say, you know, condolences, rest in peace, and all that type of stuff. I get it, the telling and that whole movement. But death is death. Some people may be happy, and I'll just say that. But, you know, he had the block, and he had my building. And just going down to the store to get my mom's a Lucy or some BouT popcorn or whatever, right? I done got stuck up in the building a few times, traumatized over that. You know, they sticking up, the niggas hustling in my building, but because I'm coming downstairs to go to the store for my mom's, I get robbed too. Or coming from school, you know, you just never know when a dangerous situation is gonna take place when you live in these type of environments. And, you know, whatever reason, you know, Jacob was at the store, coming or going, you know, he got shot in the chest, shoulder area, they saying, went inside the store to get help, rushed to the hospital, and ultimately, you know, he lost his life. So may Allah have mercy on him. He was just a child. And, you know, I quote Cam or Rico, aka Alpo, who he played in the movie, right? Paid in full. And niggas get shot every day, B. And again, I tell y'all to replace those words with kids get shot every day, B. And it doesn't sound the same. It sounds like, damn, that's a fucked up world to live in, where kids get killed every single day. Who even want to live in a world like that? Who want to live in an environment where, you know, your kids is on the menu? And I spoke about this. We act like our kids ain't on the menu. Your kid is next. As long as you don't do it, and even if you do something, at least you could say that you're doing something. You know what I'm saying? Your kid is on the menu. Well, I got this quick video before we get out of here and go to another topic.
I'm not counting.
Not that. I'm going to go to moms. It was a mother. It was a mother talking about her son. He just got killed. Let me see if I can find this video. Maybe I sent it to my man. Damn. It's a video of a mom's who just lost her son. I guess he tried to start being a rapper. She had wrote a book, put it in Amazon. The words that was coming out of her mouth was some of the strongest shit that I heard a mom say after losing a child. But, you know, I said all that to say, like, nobody want to live in a neighborhood or a world where babies is killed on a regular basis and we just get numb to that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very, very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? And we need to be more active in trying to make sure that that shit don't happen. Because your kid could be next. Kareem Akbar. he could be the next true leader of the C&B, and the gun violence that's taking everybody else down could ultimately take him down, or your daughter down, or your niece down, or your little cousins and them, little Ray and them. Ain't nobody exempt. Once the Most High said, get over here, it's quiet for you. It's quiet for me. Can't delay it. Can't, speed it up. Your time gonna come when it's your time to come. Speaking of that, of the neighborhood and shit like that where we live, we in the end game because J.R. Smith, right, the LeBron pointing at him, you know what I mean, in the finals. J.R. Smith calls out NBA players for not investing in their community. Let's take a listen.
Your chips, but everybody else should. So you make 200, you make 200, you make 175, you make 150, you make 180. You know how many people you can change lifestyle with $10 million in our hood? In our communities? Why don't y'all have your own gym? Why we gotta go to UCLA to work out in LA every time? You can ask these dudes if not. I got Paul George sitting right here, I got DeMar DeRozan sitting right here, I got Russell Westbrook sitting right here. I'm literally sitting next to all of these dudes who are LA guys. You got your own, y'all all come from the exact same community. You want to inspire kids that look like you. All it takes is 5 of us. 250, 250, 250, 250. 250. What bank gonna turn us down? We about to build this whole out for our community. We're gonna build gyms, rec centers, start leagues, and all that. Who's gonna stop us? We got the money. When you made over $100 million in your career, right? Is 105 gonna change? 110 gonna change your lifestyle? Realistically, I'm not counting your chips, but everybody else should.
So that's a clip that's going viral, and he mentioned Westbrook, he mentioned DeMar DeRozan, Paul George, etc. They all being from the LA area. And, some people in the comments bringing it back to the Illuminati, New World Order, and all that shit, right? And that's possible. But what they were saying is that, it's in their contract that they can't do nothing for their communities. And whether that's true or not, we'll look with the side until they do something. And then other people in the comments, like, they do give back. They start foundations. It's tax write-off, but they still do it. They figured out a loophole how to give their money to the community in a charitable way, but get it back on the back end. How do I know? Because I did taxes for 5 years, so I know a little bit about the tax code and the tax law exemptions and all that shit, or how you get your money back, right? But what I said don't make me a genius. It just makes me know a little bit about it. That was one of the jobs that I did. And anybody could do it. But other people in the comments is like, well, Malcolm X said, why y'all depending on these athletes, entertainers, and celebrities anyway? Because he already told us that we can't look towards them to do shit for us. All they're going to do is, walk us down a dark alley and we're going to get mugged anyway. And although J.R. Smith is right, as far as, they could do it, and he just said 5, but, 250 apiece. But, what if more did it, right? How many people in the NBA? I think 600, something like that. People, it's not really a lot of people when you think about it. The fraternity is small. Football may be a little bigger because there's more men, on the team, etc. But who ain't on the team and who ain't take the Illuminati oath? New World Order, right? New World Order. Well, who's not on that list? Me, you, and then you start sounding like a big and kicking the door, and this goes out to you, this goes out to you, this goes out to you, and you, and you, this goes out to you, no, you in the back, this goes out to you, this goes out to you, and you, and you, and your reign on the top was short like leprechauns as I crush so-called woolly stubs and rapidons. Getting that ass quick fast like Ramadan, it's that rap phenomenon, done data. Fuck Papa, you got to call me Francis MH, white with tape like totes. Tote iron was told in shootout, stay low, keep firing, keep extra clips for extra shit. Who's next to flip? Right, I had to let y'all know I know the lyrics, but rest in peace Big, and that was a big reference. But this goes out to you. This goes out to you, and this is something that we talked about on the channel already. Not that I came up with the idea, because the quote, another great, now I said no idea is original, was nothing new under the sun, do but how it's done. what you base your happiness around. Material women and mad paper. That mean you inferior, not major. That mean you inferior and not major if you basing your happiness on material women and mad paper. And this coming from somebody that's close to a billionaire or whatever, billion, all the investments that Nas got, right? And you see he got the casino. You know, again, these athletes, entertainers, rappers, whoever, actors, they give to charities that they want, right? And you can't dictate what they do with their money. So that goes back to the whole conversation, which we're not going to talk about. Just painting a picture and giving more context. But again, you know who's not on the list of the New World Order and Illuminati? Me, you, the other people. We're not on that list. So you know what we can do? V12, what's the word? You know what we can do? Right, we can put up our own money. We don't need J.R. Smith to tell us that. We don't need Paul George and Playoff P and LeBron and Jalen Roses. We don't need none of them. All we need to do is, no matter what hood you in, let's just use Harlem, because I'm from Harlem. You're going to say from 145th, well, let's go 155th, 8th Avenue, all the way down to 110th and Lenox Avenue, each block. What's considered, or most Harlem nights, what we would call Harlem, 7th, Lenox. And what about the east side? El Barrio, we blowing smoke while we G-Ride. Or how about that 7th Avenue flow, Lenox Avenue dough, 8th Avenue hoes, 5th Avenue glow. We uptown getting money all day or night. In the kitchen, I'm a chef, making comeback nights. I'm in the hall, Hennessy over ice. I got the Aussie in the waist, and I'm shaking the dice. Shimon. Now that's side note. That's old bars too. That's me, by the way. But what if the whole Harlem just put up $100 a piece? For those that got it, $200. And for those that got it, $500. But everybody put up a minimum of $100. I ain't that great with math. But I'm alright, and I know that 100,000. No, that's a million. No, that is 100,000 times 100. There you go. So, you know what I'm saying? It's probably about like 300,000 people in Harlem. And I get it. Everybody ain't gonna donate. Everybody don't got it. You know what I'm saying? But if we can get 100,000, we could get enough to get the things that we need. And I quote Wu-Tang all the time on the channel. My seeds grow with his seeds, marry his seeds. That's how we keep Wu-Tang money all up in the family. That's how we'll be able to buy back. And then, you know, you listen to Powernomics and, you know, Claude Anderson, etc. And those, you know, brilliant minds and brothers, people who come on that wave, who've been telling us what we need to do to buy the block back. I know Ho said, you know, take your drug money, you know, get a laundromat. That's how you wash it and all that. You know, that's some game, low level a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But you don't gotta wash your money when it's legal. We get a Harlem coalition. Then Brooklyn do the same thing. Queens do the same thing. Bronx do the same thing. And we can put our money together collectively, all 5 boroughs. You want to count Yonkers? You know, obviously, you know, the beef between upstate and NYC, they counting Yonkers, the locks in them. You know what I mean? Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me, the winner chicken dinners. Count them. We can do it. We don't need them to do it. A lot of them, when they do it, the Fat Joes of the world, and I'm only quoting him, not to throw shade or dirt on his name, but just to point out a few of his interviews. I'm glad I'm rich, and I'm not saying he don't give back or whatever, even though we seen Pun Family, you know what I mean, his wife and all that, say what she said, and, you know, his son never got on, I don't know, you know, all the intricate stuff that's true or not true, but it's a talk down type of thing, you know, because they only worry about themselves. They make it to the 1%, 5%, 10%, 15%, 20% of the top earners. You ain't worrying about somebody that's 99, 97, 95. You all the way at the fucking bottom. You a roach. And like Jay said, we kill you motherfucking ants with a sledgehammer. Don't make me do it till you done it because I overdo it. So you won't So you won't confuse it with just rap music. When you hear Memphis Bleak, I don't give a fuck about all that activism shit. No, he was speaking from his soul. He was speaking his true self. You don't give a fuck about all that. You don't give a fuck about. You ain't in the circle. You ain't with my niggas, my immediate niggas. We don't give a fuck that you starving or you can't pay your rent. You a grown man. You a grown woman, right? You wanted your independence, right? And ladies, that's you. You wanted your independence, right? You wanted to go to motherfucking work with your three-piece suit on with the skirt, drink your latte, and eat your Dunkin' Donuts, so you got it. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. Us at the bottom, we don't count. You're not getting invited to them billionaire brunches and all that. They could give a fuck about you. They may put it in a rap and act like they Huey P. Newton, and Huey P. Newton says we need to get organized because organized, like they go front like that. And we know most of these niggas is lying. I know that. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me on the bat line or personally, and I'll say it right here on my channel, Pop Up His TV, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell. Most of them niggas is lying and they ain't popping off. They ain't doing shit. They ain't gonna put it all on the line when it's all on the line. They gonna make it look good. They gonna make it sound good. And the good book said that there's some people in this world, speeches will dazzle you. Should have had you all up and all and thinking like, I mean, they're best thing since sliced bread. And then as soon as when you take your eyes off the prize, they do some underhand snake, Willie Lynch type shit. They snake you, bite you in the ass, cut you off at the knees. So we not looking towards them anyway. But we could do it in Harlem, and it ain't no excuses. Same way, we don't need the police to, stop the violence. You could do it ourselves. Real quick to harken back to the first topic about the brother, the 12-year-old boy Jacob, who died, again, rest in peace. A lot of people is outraged, and rightfully so, because kids is dying. But people are pointing at MonDaY, and they're like, Kareem Akbar, he is the true leader of the CNB, and woo, like, you supposed to be bringing down the gun violence, or you supposed to be bringing down crime. He ain't going to be able to do shit. And neither is the police. Crime been happening, is going to continue to happen. And the only way that it really stops or really, get curved is if more men in the community step on up. Put the little boy shit down, put their big pants on one leg at a time, and get to the getting to. That's the only way it's going to, recede, and we'll be able to hold some of the line. You know what I'm saying? And figure out how to get money. Because that's a big part of why violence and all this shit take place anyway. There's no opportunity. Now, I say that, not like over, too strong. Because there's plenty of opportunity. You got to go find it. But together, you have more opportunity. As opposed to trying to, win the game on your own. You got other teammates willing to go to bat with you, willing to get in the mud with you and help, clean this shit up. Then your chances increase. The probability of you winning West Side and winning chicken dinner, it goes up, drastically. Like when a game, is out of reach, so they say, when the Knicks was down game 4, 29 or whatever it was, the probability of them coming back was probably zilch to none, right? And on the other side, the San Antonio, the probability of winning the game probably was 98 point something percent, 97%. And as the Knicks started coming back, the probability starts swinging in the Knicks' favor, and the Spurs start to go down. So ultimately, the Knicks won. Y'all know what happened. You see the Knicks. It's New York in the house. It's Brooklyn in the house. Uptown in the house. Like, Shaolin, are you in the house? The probability increases in the positive if the men step up. Not saying women can't do it, but men got to lead. Women, they can lead too and help. But that's the only way it's going. It's not Mindani fault. Marie, what's the word? Saying you had a good time over the weekend at Ebony joint. You know what I mean? Glad you had a good time. You know, you pointing at Mindani. You can point at whoever. But the violence in the neighborhood will continue to be the same until the people in the neighborhood decide to do something about it. That's the reality. That's the facts. We could, you know, run from it. You could dread it. You could get mad at me, the other messengers. But that's the real reality. Plus, the good book said it. So you can argue with yourself. I'm not going to argue with the good book. The good book said he ain't going to change the condition of the people until they first change the conditions within themselves. So you want to see poverty disappear, the men and the women, but I'm gonna say men first because I'm a man, and I'm a man. Like the 60, I'm a man. We gotta do something in the neighborhood first. We gotta set the standard and then make people follow. And if they don't follow, we gotta put them in line. That's just my thinking. I could be wrong, but show me another time where the men wasn't leading, the shit got done. You know what I'm saying? Show me. I'll listen, I'll watch, I'll go read, I'll watch the documentary, I'll you know, look at what you're talking about, and even if you point out one thing, I'll say, all right, that's a one-off. Continuously show me where men ain't have to lead and lay the foundation down. You know what I'm saying? So until we get back to that, it's going to be like that. But before we get off this topic, we don't need J.R. Smith. We don't need LeBron. We don't need Denzel. We don't need Oprah. We don't need Michael Jackson. Rest in peace. Anybody you could think of. Michael Jordan. Well, he invested in the prisons, and you know he get all his money from the shoes. Right? They got the money, but they earned it. They don't owe us shit. And we want to flip the narrative because we didn't take the oath of the Illuminati. I'm not under Illuminati oath, so I'm not worrying that I'm breaking the oath and then they're gonna come sacrifice me. You're not under the oath either, so there's no excuse for you either. None of us in Harlem, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Chicago, Washington, Schenectady, Canada, all of the poor people. If you working and you ain't got a trust fund, you ain't sitting on no millions, you're broke. You living check to check. Even if you live in a height, you one disaster away unless you figure it out, and that's still just you. You know what I'm saying? Shit ever go bad, what Meek Mill said. And if I ever go broke, I'm going to take your money. Like, the people that don't got it, they're coming to get your money. Especially if you ain't got a fortress, and even Scarface got his fucking face blown all over the globe. Yeah, the globe that was in the pool, he got his shit blown on. Like, so even him, he had a whole army. When he had a big-ass gun that he was calling his little friend. He still got it, right? And that's an extreme. But when it's 1, 2, 3 individuals that got it, and you think you living good, when they get really bad for the people that's at the bottom, oh no, they're gonna come knock on your door. Because I was one of them. I'm coming to take what you got. I don't care if you earned it. Oh, you need to get out and earn. The people that's gonna do what I'm saying, they don't care about anything that you're gonna say morally. Because what DMX said. Now I mean, just robbing to eat. And there's at least 1,000 others like me mobbing the street. When we starve and we eat, whatever's there. Come on, you know the code of the street, whatever's fair. Whatever's fair. So if I'm starving and you're not, knock, knock, guess who's not starving no more? Me and the rest of the people that came with me that say, give up your shit. Now you can fight for your shit. I'm going to fight for mine. And I will hope that you fight to protect yours and your families as well. But then that's, again, with the violence. But we don't got to wait for celebrities to build us a school, build us a hospital. All we got to do, 100,000 people in Harlem, everybody got $100. How much is that? It's a couple dollars. That's a winner chicken dinner. Right, that's a fucking meal. We don't got to wait for nobody. We could do it ourselves. But we have to be willing to work together. That's the only thing. They tricked us not to work together. And we ain't gonna make this no mad long while. I think I got like 2 more topics. And we getting up out of here. Let's talk about this Summer Jam shit, right? Summer Jam, I think I went to like 7 straight Summer Jams at one point in time. I came home in 04. I think I went to 06 all the way to like 13 or some shit like that. And I had mad fun at the Summer Jam. It was a spectacle. It was something to go to. And for those that go to it now, they may feel the same. You know what I mean? A little younger or whatever. But I seen the lineup, some of the performances on Instagram and shit like that. And them shits was kind of weak. Shits was really kind of weak. You had the baddies come out and perform. No, they're not a group, right? When I say that initially, like the Daddies, is that a group? Did I miss something? No, that's the chicks that be fighting and all that shit on MTV or BT or whatever, right? They came out, had their little shit. And then Young Miami came out, brought the Lola chick from Brooklyn. Fetty Wap did his 1-2. Fat Joe was there. 38 Special was there. Who else was there? Remy Ma. She probably did the Fat Joe set. You know, they do the lean back and shit. And I like all these people that I'm naming. But it just seemed like a little, and I wasn't there, but the people in the comments are sharing the same sentiments as me. You know, no big stars you could say, or French Montana was there. Shout outs to Max B, you know what I mean? The Block, right? His first Summer Jam since all that time. I know he was mad happy to touch the stage, but seems like it ain't having that oomph no more, at least according to the critics and the people that's here. Anybody in the comments, we live on YouTube, we live on Instagram. Anybody that went to the show, seen the show, you got a different take than me. Let me know who was your favorite performer. You know, let me know who was the headliner or who you like. Speaking of the headliner, Ice Spice from the Bronx, from the BX. She said she was promoted as one of the headliners. She didn't go. She didn't perform. She said the contract didn't get inked. It didn't pan out the way she wanted. That next year she'll catch us or she'll make it up to us. She was supposed to perform. Just the baby was there. The list was kind of like not no real big names or no people with no really great music to me. You know what I'm saying? 38 Special did the diss to Jim Jones. Still ain't really get at Jada yet. Only them little small bars. And on my Friday Night Live show when the song first came out, he was supposed to have dropped a diss song at 12 o'clock against Jada. That didn't happen yet. So we all looking with the side eye like, come on, bro. We know you took some jabs at Jim and his girl and all that. That's cool. But the beef or the really, whatever the miscommunication was, it was with you and Jada. That's what the fans really want to see. We want to see you and Jada Kiss have y'all little battles, not Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a little weak. Speaking of concerts and shit, the other topic was this Usher shit, right? And let me just go to this girl right here. We make anybody motherfucker. So first, it's a video. It's a few videos of this young lady, right? Black chick or light skinned. I think she is black. She just light skinned. Maybe 23, 24. A young chick, right? Young sister. She went on the stage. Chris Brown and Usher is doing a little world tour. Went behind me, my man, going east every state with the mic in their hand. And wherever they was at, his crew, talked to her, put in VIP, like, yo, you gonna come up on stage. According to her, she didn't know who she was coming up on stage for. She wanted it to be Chris Brown, but it was Usher. So the video that's going viral, she kind of like stiff, not really doing nothing. And this supposed to be, this is Usher we talking about, right? For the ladies, you know what I mean? Kiki, right? Got your whole husband mad at you and shit, showing your ass while Usher was serenading you. And, Usher's one of the king of R&Bs and Chris Brown as well. So you would figure that an opportunity like this, not that you going, as she was like, I thought I was going to fuck him. No, we didn't think that, sis. Take a chill pill. Sit down, be humble, right? But at least, look excited. It was just like standing there and he, doing his serenation and dancing over the sweat, glistening all over his body, right? She didn't really seem receptive to that. So eventually he like, yo, get her up out of here. And then now she's famous, she's viral. And, this is her, for those that don't know what I'm talking about. You living under a rock and you didn't see this trending topic right here. She's talking to TMZ now. I guess her followers went up. She got a real potty mouth, I do too, but in the sense of, she like, fuck these bitches and I got pretty privilege and you could never. And she just like really talking real crazy. Her aunt is famous now, the moms, they all getting in on this viral moment because we know that cocaine's a hell of a drug, to quote motherfucking Rick James, but so is attention and so is social media, and this is the.
They told me that you said I didn't know who I was going to be pulled up on stage with. The way I see it, there are two people. There's Usher and there's Chris Brown. You were banking on Chris Brown and you got Usher, and you would have been more into it with Chris Brown. Am I reading this right? Me solely, I went to the concert for Chris Brown. It's nothing against Usher or anything like that, but I'm more of a Chris Brown fan than I am of Usher. So of course, it would have been a different reaction with Chris Brown. It wouldn't been the stiffness or whatever the internet is portraying. So if they had said to you, we're gonna move, they told me that it was a possibility of me going on stage, but they didn't confirm that until it was closer to time for me to go on stage. And of course, you're getting to go up on stage. Why would I decline that? People are pulling the narrative that I'm in a relationship or whatever the case may be. No one can tell me the reasoning as to why I said yes to getting on stage, but you also don't know who you're going on stage for. But you enjoyed the Chris Brown part of the show? I did. I even enjoyed Usher. It's nothing against Usher. I mean, I've been listening to his music since I was a little girl. I
for the screenshots of her just talking crazy. I thought I had a few of them. I think I do got them, but she's just like down in other women, like y'all bitches can never. Just I'm wondering like where's all this coming from? Once you get this little platform, you just like going crazy. Like some of the comments I was looking at, I'm thinking, oh, I got some. That's Ice Spice. Where's this comments from this? I think this might be some of them right here. Oh, is this her mom's? Just so y'all know, that viral young lady at the Usher concert was my motherfucking niece. And we are all together. She was bad enough to be chosen. And that man is literally half her age. And understand me, my daughter Bree, her moms, and we all together and woo woo woo. But the other joint said all these viral moments, some of y'all need a man. My child is a respectable lady, so that's the moms. And this shit crazy. And I ain't even mad. It's just like we make some of the most, like the wackest people or the people that don't need to be viral. And even though I'm a content creator, I won't even mention myself. I'll just say it's some people out there doing skits, putting on whole productions and shit, and they don't even go viral. And then here it is, some bubblegum shit like this, goes viral, and you get put on TMZ, and all of a sudden your followers up, and now you're a motherfucking influencer, and you get into the bag, and that's fine. If that's your trajectory, then do you. But I'm just saying, like, we make the most dumbest shit viral. I seen another post on the Shade Room or It's On Site. Cardi B back outside. I guess she was doing a dance, whatever, shaking her little ass all over the place, right? On some striptease and shit. And I know that's what she used to dance at. But they're like, this girl is going viral because she holding her man hand. I'm like, yo, we ain't got nothing else better to occupy our time with. And like, shit our brains just become mush if you don't 52 black shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was interesting. Last little bit of tidbit that I got, and then we out of here, is this the shit y'all, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear the music because y'all can see her shake her little ass. I don't want to hear the music. She's back outside, right? And I guess in the back it's a lady holding her man, or her man is holding her hand. And it's like, it's not really that serious, guys. Like, we get it, it's Cardi B. She out there shaking her motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing we ain't seen before. If you seen her before she got famous, you seen that shit live, like I did. Seen it live in a strip club before she was famous, and before we knew she was gonna be famous. I had one more shit. Damn, where is it at? It's the last thing, right? The Uncle Murder and Tony Ayo. Y'all know Memphis Bleak he went on the Breakfast Club. He went on Fat Joe and Jada. Whatever shit he went on. He went on a few podcasts in defense of Jay-Z, so to speak, talking about the Colin Kaepernick. We discussed that on the last live Friday night. But he also was mentioning Tony Ayo and Uncle Murder So this is their response. They on the Gilly and Wallow show. And this is the last topic before we get out of here. I do got shit to do. But this is their response, right?
Ever fucking like is the one that Jay-Z wrote, nigga. The only Bleak verse I ever like is the one that Jay-Z wrote.
Tell him why you're mad.
He never like a Bleak verse that he wrote by himself.
Yo, this shit's
Fuck out of here. Because ain't no Memphis Bleak fans like that neither, nigga.
Why you starting like
Now I'm just saying back to that shit, nigga. I'm dead serious. Back to that.
right now.
I'm on a thousand.
Legit Lenny.
I'm on a
You
thousand.
talking about legit Lenny.
Bitcoin for Bitcoin, bank account for bank account, nigga, and business statements for business statements, nigga. And we can do it next week.
Yo, look.
And let's check the transactions. You know how you can scratch it out so nobody wire nobody nothing, nigga. Let's see how much money niggas really got, nigga. And check the safe. Cause we got the safe money too. I got a safe in the crib. And I just took my kids first class flights on Disney. We was in Disney World, nigga. I do shit with the kids, nigga. You heard? It was me and 2 of the homies and 13 kids, nigga. And we do
That
shit
sound
with
crazy.
up, man. And the only Bleak verse I ever fucking
Right, that
like
sounds crazy.
is the one that Jay-Z wrote, nigga.
Alright, so,
The only
I mean, obviously, that's one of the clips going viral. You know, big bank take little bank. I didn't see the whole episode, and a lot of times when these clips go viral, I don't got time to watch the whole episode. I ain't even gonna lie. You know, I'm working, I got my own shit going on afterward. I got personal things. We all got our own lives and gotta guard our space and our time and use it as we see fit. So, but I do my shows, etc. So I gotta have something to talk about. That's one of the clips. There was another clip, about who's tougher, who got more money. The only really reason why I'm bringing this up, because ain't nobody really gonna do it. We hope nobody. And these niggas is my age or a little older than me. I mean, you trying to jump in the streets and be banging it out. Y'all made it to where y'all got some paper where you could do some of the things that he just spoke about doing. So why throw it all away, right? The thing is, who's the better boss? Who's the better friend? Who's the better man? As far as when it comes to Fifth or it comes to Hove, that ain't really for me to decide. It goes back to what we just was talking about. These niggas is good. So we could debate in the comments about them, who's right, who's wrong, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna come knock on your door, pay your bills, make sure you're good, make sure your mom's is good, make sure your mom's can get that procedure because her medical insurance don't cover it, you can't afford it. They're not gonna do none of that. So it don't even really matter. They good. Let them fight over who's the better boss and who's the better this. Our focus need to be on what we can do for each other. Because that shit is just distraction. Something to talk about it's a topic, woo-woo, and as far as Mick Bleak and all that. None of them really got no real hits, to be honest. They could do a verses with each other, probably on, now we talking just music. Uncle Murder, Yayo, first album, couple of songs with G-Unit. Yeah, he gonna pull out a couple of hits, but they're gonna be collaborations. Bleak, obviously, you want some songs with Jay and Beanie Mac, you know what I mean, or Beanie Siegel, rather. Got some joints too, but you can't hang with none of the top dogs, the big dogs. None of y'all got 20 songs you can pull out the chamber and do a verses with any top dog. None of y'all. So music-wise, you in a good position. Y'all got businesses. You doing well for yourself. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Motherfuckers, this is the last thing is like, niggas be rich, niggas made it, like Mama made it, and niggas still be miserable. They still be motherfucking mad. A nigga had foam coming out his mouth like, calm down, bro. You ain't about to get in the ring and fight. You on a podcast talking shit about how much money you got. That's a blessing. And it's easy to lose sight of that. You know what I mean? It's easy to lose sight when you fortunate, when you blessed, until that veil of forced reality be taken away. For instance, you healthy, then tomorrow you sick. You bedridden sick. You going in the hospital sick. You don't know what the fuck you just came down with type of sick. None of your job don't matter. Your family really don't matter. They matter, but if it's diet, it don't matter because they can't help you. There's nothing they can do for you. Only thing that matters is getting back healthy. That's the only thing that matters. See? When your sight goes, when you start going blind in one eye, cataracts or whatever, nothing else matters but your sight. You don't think about nothing else. You're not worried about what other people are doing if you start going blind in one eye. because now your health is at risk. See what I'm saying? You ain't worrying about what you do in your youthful years until you blessed to get old. Now you gotta stretch before you start dancing. Because if you get up and bust a motherfucking WhaT move, you might hurt your hip or your back may go out. See? Those are the things that be important, and you won't know until shit get taken away or you take it for granted, and then the Most High show you, you've been taking this blessing that I'm giving you for granted, so let me remove it for a little bit so you can get back. And the most people that, this is the last thing we'll say, right? In a good book, in both of them, I'm talking about the Bible and the Quran, the Most High say, when trials and tribulations befalls on my servants, they all hands up to the sky. They crying, a whole fucking river. Please, I'll never do it again, and just get me out this situation. I ain't mean to drive drunk and kill nobody, or whatever the case is. Then when he removed that burden from you, it's back to regular scheduled program of forgetting who's in control and who you just was on your knees praying to. Because like Rick Ross said, when the phone's off, it's only one to call on. Who you gonna call when the phone is off? When it's no phones around, not like today. Everybody got a computer in their pocket. If you don't have no phone and there's nothing you can do, you trapped in a ditch. Your phone is off. There's no Wi-Fi. Who you gonna call on? It ain't Ghostbusters. I was being funny, but I'm not. You gonna call on the Most High even if you ain't religious. Please, God, get me out of there. Just let a pedestrian come by or somebody come by and have the decency to say, oh shit, it's a car flipped over. Let's see if somebody's in there. That's the only thing you can hope for, ladies and gentlemen, in low life. It ain't your moms, it ain't your father, it ain't your kids. You may think about them, like, damn, if I never get out of here, will I see my beautiful wife again? But that's not who you calling on. So don't forget, the many benefits and blessings that we have every day while we living and breathing. But y'all know what it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up and here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Y'all be safe starting this new week on.